Yeah. I like this new song. Gets me in the mood. Cha-cha salsa. How are you? Just feeling very parched today. Been like I'm trying to avoid as much sugar as possible. So I've been drinking these. I can't focus it. I gotta say like 2 years now. Because they were sugar free. I think they used to use erythritol. Now they just switched them to stevia. And I noticed it was a little different. And I was reading the ingredients in between, and I think they made that switch not too long ago, but it's good. Didn't want to drinking sugar all the time. I know the erythritol is not supposed to spike your blood sugar, so I don't know if the same is for stevia. I wonder why they changed. I don't know, but you'll have to see me swigging on my bye through the show. But that's all right. Thanks for stopping by today. Recording another episode here, and in between I was like checking my emails, see what's going on. I just saw one pop up. My Shein order is coming in today. All like these dresses. I order a lot of dresses. I just ordered another whole bunch. Use them for in the summer, especially boudoir videos and beach photos and stuff. You know, they're inexpensive and they look good in the picture. They probably fall apart after you wash them, so, but they look cute in the picture. So, used a couple last week. I had a makeup artist that we did some portraits for, and then actually 2 makeup artists that we did some pictures for and a video for, and then I had my bag sitting there, and when getting ready to go, she's like, "Oh, what about this one? And what about this one? Could I have people are walking out with my dresses, just taking them?" And I had to order more. So I always think, what's gonna look cute on the beach? If I had the pictures, I'd show you. Got like an orangey one, flowy. I think I got a 2, like a top and a longer one. And everyone's like, "Yeah, it's a good job." Who knew? So I was like ordering dresses, waiting for my package to arrive. So I'm restocked for the second part of the summer for my dress videos and photos. So if I was ever stopped on the way to a photo session and police started going through my stuff, like, "Hey buddy, you got a lot of women's clothing and underwear in your car. Like, what's the story?" I got a lot of explaining to do. They're like, "Officer, I can explain." It's like, "Yeah, right, buddy. Yeah, right." We hear that all the time. But my name is Michael. Thanks for listening to the show or watching the show today. And I'm a women's photographer in New Jersey. Been doing this for a long time, 15 years or so, and working with hundreds of women through the course of my career. And we're here because finding a photographer is not easy. It's not easy. There's a lot of work that goes into it. And if you've been listening to the show, we don't want anybody to wind up in the wrong hands, have a bad experience. We want everyone to be happy, walk away having fun, good photos, and a positive experience. So there's a lot of questions. So we're answering questions that people have. It's good. I don't mind. It's helpful. And today's question is actually just a simple one. So this is going to be a little bit of a shorter episode, which is fine. Answer this, and I got to get to Trader Joe's. I got to get more green chili chicken bowls. Just got to go. But we're going to answer the question first. It's very easy, very simple. Let me get the music out of here. I like my music. And our question for this week's show is very simple. It's like very common, believe it or not. Get this all the time. Can I bring someone along to my boudoir session with me for moral support? Happens all the time. In the history of photography, this may be the number one question asked over time, although I haven't been keeping track, but it's way up there. It's super common because I get it. No, it's not something that people do every day. They're going to a place they don't know with a photographer they don't know, and could be taking their clothes off. So I get it. I understand that this can be something that someone would want to do. And the bottom line here is that all photographers may vary on this. So always check in with the person that you're going to. And if you're working with someone, they will give you their policy. However, I will give you something that I do, I think, which is probably more common than you may think. It's struggling with my music here. I think it was playing and I didn't want it to play, but we'll let it play. So when it comes to me, I have no issue with someone bringing a friend along to the session as far as moral support goes. I get it, and that's fine. And come with somebody else, you also get to share the experience a little bit. If it helps with the nerves, it helps you get through that start of that day, no worries. Bring somebody in. In my case, the only issue that I had, which I ran into very, very early and I quickly corrected, was that when the friends come along and it's fun to, go through the prep and sit and chat and everybody's talking, getting their hair and their makeup done and everyone's, they're all talking, makeup artist is talking, everybody's talking. Great. Go get ready and go get changed. Great. Come in to start doing your photos. And when friend comes along to do the photos, what can happen is that photographer is trying to take photos. Client is constantly turning to friend going, did that look good? Do I look good? Should I go like this? And the friend's like, no, move a little this way. And move a little bit. And the friend's like this. And he goes, yeah, that's right. No, move your head this way. And this dialogue starts happening and back and forth between your client and the friend. And the client is paying more attention to the friend than to you and to what's going on in the session. So I really don't want friends in the shooting area when we start shooting, because there's a lot going on in there. It's pretty particular as far as if you want a result, we got to have two people, we're keeping it fun, but, we got to, there's some work going on in there. So that's really starts to become a distraction sometimes when the friend is in there and going back and forth. And I don't think it necessarily helps, especially in the beginning of the session. Again, when people may still be a little bit nervous. So what I feel is probably what a lot of photographers feel on this subject is that, bring somebody along. However, when it comes to doing the photo part of it, friend can wait in the waiting area. You can go in and do your pictures. That way there's this undivided attention between the photographer and the client. They can go through that part. And, session turns out great. You get to share that experience together, have a good time together, get the moral support that you need, but it doesn't interfere with what's going on in the session. Now, I have heard photographers who don't want anybody coming along. I've heard that, so if someone says no and that's important to you, you may want to find somebody else who allows that. But I think more commonly it's not going to be an issue. And now what I found, like in my experience too, is that the friend that's coming along is kind of sort of interested in doing the session at some point too. And they kind of want to be there to check it out. So from a photographer's perspective, it never hurts to have somebody there. They become more familiar with how you work. And if they're getting married soon or doing something, they learn a little bit about you. And, they'll be like, yeah, I want to come in and do this at some point as well. So that's always been my kind of feeling on that. Someone's come along. It's a completely different thing when you're coming to share a session with somebody. That's what we're really not talking about. In this week's episode, we're just talking about the moral support part of it. So do it. Most photographers should be fine with it. It is not an unusual request to ask to have somebody come along with you. I would say just make sure the friend doesn't interfere. You could probably chat on the way there. You could probably, when you're getting your makeup done as part of the session, all the people can go, chat all there. You could chat all that you want when you're getting prepared. But when the photo session starts, just keep in mind that the photographer will need your attention during that point, and then the friend will probably have to stay in the other room in most cases. So that probably should be your expectation as far as that goes. But it's fun to do. Yeah, bring somebody along. There's never an issue with that. So simple question. Glad we got that straightened out today. It was easy for me to do. I think my music is still playing in the background, and I don't want it to because it's all behind me and I can't see what's going on. My weird setup here. But hopefully that was helpful, and that's what we do here. Answering some questions as I try to fiddle around with all this electronic gear that I'm lucky I could figure out how to get it working. Not like upside down in the video here. So thanks for sending that question in. And for anybody else, this is on video on Spotify. I think you can leave comments somehow on Spotify when you're listening to this. You can leave comments on YouTube and I'll see them. If you have a question, a lot of people reach out to me right through my website, through the email or the chat function on my website and questions that way. So if you have a question, not sure, reach out to me, put it on a future episode because we want everyone to have a good experience, a good time, walk away, and give them the information to make smart choices when they're going for their photo session. So that was fun. Short episode, even though we were on over 11 minutes on this one. So I just kept yapping, even though that was a very simple question, but that's me. What are you going to do? So thanks for hanging out this week. Glad it could be helpful on that one. And we'll be back next week with a new question. So thanks, everybody, and see you next week. Bye.